Inigo was a boy who was negative about everything. The school, the family, the church, the United States, the Vietnam War. Yes, I think I realized that I couldn't simply, they would not let me put it that way. They were too bright to let me get away with the kind of sentimentalities, the kind of religious cliches, the kind of biblical, whatever it is. I mean, they would be at you like scorpions. So I think partly just in order to catch their attention and to keep from being destroyed by them, I had to speak a word that in some measure, at least humanly speaking, carried some conviction with it. I had to talk about something real. And then you could, it was so touching. Often I would look at this congregation made up of people, at least half of whom didn't want to be there at all and felt it was an infringement on their liberty, which it was. But I'd see some of them, you could see that they were listening in spite of themselves. And they were listening because I was talking about my life and therefore talking about their lives, because that's the great secret. I mean, we all finally have the same, as Maya Angelou so eloquently put it to me, we all have the same story to tell. You'll now hear from Maya Angelou a very different story from the one you just heard from Frederick Buechner, and she said, no, you'll hear exactly the same story. Black woman, grew up in awful poverty, the worst kind of redneck racism, and I, white male, by comparison, grew up in the lap of luxury, and yet, yes, have the same story. So if you talk out of your own story, you're talking also their story. I guess that's how I came to it. And then that book, The Sacred Journey, I've forgotten when I wrote it, but that was really an attempt to answer the question, you know, how did it all come about in my life?